Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 13 of Nerd Outlet Podcast with your host, Dreamcatcher here. What up, though? And next to me is that boy, Nathaniel.
Yeah, what up, what up, what up?
What up, what up? Next to me, also, that boy, Gregory.
Why are you so excited?
Because he's the host.
Dude, because I'm the host.
Calm down.
And in front of me is that boy, Luther.
Wait a second. He's
Hello,
not here.
everybody, I'm here.
He is straight hoe.
What's up, though? Fuck with me. Oh, that's up. Hey, man, what's going on, Luther? What you been up to? Oh, no, just, doing my thing, just sucking on wiener. Oh, dude, really? That's cool. Yeah.
That's so bad.
Great stuff.
Well, looks like I'm reeling this back in and I'm the host now, guys.
No. All right. So, Nathan, earlier today, right before this podcast started, we were talking about Trump being elected for president.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah, personally.
How do I feel about it? I mean, I'm definitely on the negative side. A little bit. I don't think I just don't think he's gonna be as bad as everybody thinks he is.
That's the thing. I feel like he said a lot of things that are not gonna get done because he constantly flips and flops back and forth between whatever he says and what he really means.
Well, his rhetoric, his campaign rhetoric is gonna be much different than his political, like his actual term. It's not him I'm worried about. It's everybody else in the Republican Party that I'm worried about if they're going to try to push stuff. Yeah. But he does have veto power, and even with having the House and the Senate being Republican while while Obama was president, I think there was only one time they overrode. He had his veto overridden. Obama, and it was just recently. It was something about. I can't remember. I think it was people who were I can't remember what it was. I honestly can't remember. But basically, one time. So that means Trump has the power to slam the majority of Republicans.
But is he? That's the question though. Depending
on
what it is.
We'll see.
Yeah. Are you surprised that he won?
No.
Are you, Greg?
A little bit.
I honestly was too.
I mean, I definitely Let me rephrase this. Going into that day of the election, I thought we were going to see her. I thought we were going to see Hillary win. Yeah. But I was not shocked to see him win. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I expected her, but I was like, he could still win this. Mm-hmm. Everybody else was like, nope. She has it in the bag. And I'm like, dude, you shouldn't say that. Because a lot of people are going to go, she has it in the bag. I'm not going to go vote.
That's the wrong mindset you want to be in.
Yeah, you don't want to have... You don't want it in the bag, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because you want those people going out and voting for you. They want those people to go, shit, the guy or the girl that I hate could be president. I'm going to go make my voice heard. Yeah. And we saw it. He won every single battleground state. Yeah. He won every single battleground state, I think. Other than one. I think there's one.
It says a lot about the American people. How they don't want this whole structured and things with Hillary Clinton, everything will continue to be the way things were supposed to be, right? Yeah. With Trump, everything changes. He's the kind of guy who's like, you know what, fuck everything. I'm gonna do things my way.
Fuck the establishment.
Exactly. That's the thing. Exactly. So I feel like people are ready for change, but I think they were too hesitant to just vote for somebody like Trump. They were too eager for change, and they voted for somebody that they shouldn't have.
Yeah. What do you think, Greg?
I can agree with that. It pretty much just comes down to people want something different, right? Yeah. Like, people want to see the whole government structure get turned on its head. Yeah. So, Trump went out there and he basically just went to extremes in order to get people to actually come out.
This is rhetoric,
it worked though.
Actually put action to what they want. So
he's come out and said that his rhetoric, his political uncorrectedness, I guess you'd say, was the reason why he won. Mm-hmm. And I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, people are tired of being politically correct or whatever, or having to be politically correct, or being told what they're saying or what they're doing isn't.
Yeah, right. and he really came out.
Whether it is or not, whether it is right or not, they're tired of being told what you're doing is, or what you're saying isn't right.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see an increase in closeted racists coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But I don't
like-
think that's Trump's fault. I think
like we
that's-
all know,
I
like
think- I
those
think-
people have been there.
That's the
Like
thing, but I
it's
feel
not
like
like they just all of a sudden like converted to it.
Yeah, but I feel like not with Trump saying that, hey, you know,
Right.
fuck everything. I feel like they're more comfortable with saying the same thing.
No, yeah. I mean, we've increasingly seen them be more vocal.
Yeah.
And even like more
But
active
like,
too.
and I'm not like, and you know me, I'm not. I'm literally the opposite of a racist person. Like
Very true.
I'm a very
Open-minded man.
open-minded man.
Right.
How much? How
Right.
much? How
'Cause
much
it's
are
not
we
like,
seeing?
It's not like
No,
an
but is it-
epidemic.
Is it
it's
just
not
the,
like we
is it
see
just
it
the
everywhere.
liberal news all over again, picking the small handful of times this is actually happening?
Maybe I honestly think it's people like saying like, hey, you know, it's safe now to think this way again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always, especially in the South, man. Racism is so prevalent in our in this culture,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
out here,
Mhm.
that now that Trump is being elected, pretty much on his guidance, like, hey, yeah, we can. It's okay now to be a little racist. And
No,
and
but
that's-
if you watch the 60-minute interview,
Yeah.
he came out and looked right in the camera and said, "Stop! This isn't right."
yeah, but I feel like that's him as a politician now that he is president saying that.
But
I don't believe him really. I feel like I don't think Trump is as racist as people portray him to be.
No, I think he just said,
But-
"I'm going to get the racist
Yeah.
vote."
I think so too. But
It's a sad thing to say,
very true.
but he, as a businessman, said, "But it's just like anything. It's just like if I'm like, well, I have this product and it probably is going to lean towards." You know,
But it
an
definitely
overweight white person in the Middle East or something like, or like, you
In
know,
the
the
Middle-
Midwest. My bad. You know, I'm gonna go and spend advertising money in that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to capitalize on something that's bad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm McDonald's. I'm gonna capitalize on, you know, making
Obesity.
the cheapest food to keep these people obese, so they just keep coming back. It's bad, but like,
Yep.
you can't blame. Like,
Yeah.
you're
No,
blaming
no,
the
no,
wrong
no, no,
person
no,
if
no,
you're
no.
blaming McDonald's
you,
for that.
You can't blame him. Yes, you can. How much blame he gets, that's a different story.
No. Okay, I'll agree with you. I'll reword that then. Like McDonald's, you can say that McDonald's is the reason why a lot of people are obese, but you can also. But I'm also gonna say he didn't tell you to be racist.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely
You
shows
know?
America's true colors.
I mean, dude,
Yeah, the racism never really left, especially all these riots are going on.
but there's
Right.
racism anywhere, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, is
again,
it
not,
more
not
relevant?
More so in America
I was
than
like, is
other
it
countries?
more-
Yes.
I mean,
Probably.
And also, is it really that surprising when you're in a country made of so many like different individuals,
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
different groups and some religions and people from different places?
What do you
of
expect
life?
from a melting pot?
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
So
But like, dude, it's not like, and my issue is, this is my issue, and like, I guess this is just coming from being a white guy, like, and I'm saying this in my
a
true
white
honesty.
straight male.
A white straight male, like, I'm not
Literally,
gonna be affected.
Some people.
That's bad, but you shouldn't be pointing the finger at me when 40, like you said, I don't know if you said this on the podcast or after, 49% of people didn't vote. Don't point the finger, because the pointing the finger got you to this point.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have this spiel. I had this spiel on a Facebook message with Greg here earlier. Colin kind of said it too, but I was watching. I can't remember who it was. If I figure it out by the next podcast, I'll let everybody know. But I watched this like 10-minute video on like this guy, and he's like, "Why do we have Trump? It's because of divisiveness. We are dividing America more than ever right now.
Yeah.
At least since I've been born. Yeah." Like the Civil War is a little bit more divided than this,
Right.
of course. But I'm just saying, like, for this era of America, this is the most divided we've ever been. And you just can't blame the Republicans for this. It's not just them. It is, I truly believe the liberal side, left wing, lost this election because of themselves.
Mhm.
We saw it time again. Bernie, dude, I'm going to be honest. Bernie would have won this election in a landslide if he was the Democratic nominee. He would have. But the Democratic National Convention decided we're going to fuck him over. We're going to push Hillary as our main candidate before votes even came out, which is illegal by the Democratic National Convention. It is illegal to choose a candidate before there are any votes.
Well, the DNC reports came out and said that he would have won.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Well, what did they disenfranchised him. That's what they did. They didn't there wasn't vote. Now, there might have been voter fraud here and there. There's always voter fraud everywhere. But I'm saying they didn't go, we're going to change the polls. Like, they didn't do that. No, she won it. But they disenfranchised him. They said this isn't the right candidate. Hillary is.
Right.
And, when...
He's basically out on his own.
Yeah.
And then they completely swept him under the rug.
Yeah, they swept him under the rug, which is illegal. That's illegal. And the DNC leaks came out. The leaks on Hillary before that with her emails came out. And then Comey, the head of FBI, again said we are investigating her again. That's 3 leaks on Hillary Clinton. 3 leaks on Hillary Clinton.
And she still ran for president.
And then you're gonna say it's the racist, bigoted people's fault. Mm-hmm. No, you chose the wrong person. Yeah. You chose the wrong person. And that is why it's basically like if the Republicans chose Sarah Palin over Mitt Romney and then lost to anybody else in the Democratic Party and said, man, it's your fault that you voted Democrat. No, dude. You have the most unqualified politician. Yeah. And add that with people are angry and people are tired of the establishment. I mean, and I brought this up to Greg as well, is the media.
Yeah, I was going to just bring that up.
Media is so liberal. Yeah. It is so liberal, and there's a mentality with and it's on both sides. It's on both sides, but we've seen it more. You saw more liberal discussions in this campaign than Republican. Let's be honest. Unless you're watching Fox News, everything else has been about how Trump is bad and Hillary Clinton is better. Yeah. Not good, better. And people said, no, fuck you. Stop telling me how to think. They said, and add that with people going, fuck you if you voted Trump. Fuck you if you're not voting for Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Fuck you for having a different belief than me. Yeah. They said, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm going to go in that booth and I'm going to vote against what you fucking believe. Because fuck you. That's what this election was.
Nathan literally just pointed out the whole problem. No, people telling each other fuck you.
Dude, I've seen it. I've seen it again.
But it's not far from the truth. It really is what happened.
Yeah, no.
Dude, everybody I know that's a liberal that's come out of this post-election has been so like I was hanging out with people and they're like, yo, fuck this dude, and like saying their name and all that type of stuff because he voted Trump. And I'm like, what makes you any better? Mm-hmm. What makes you better than the Trump supporter if you're marginalizing somebody and you're generalizing somebody?
Yeah. It's literally just a difference of opinion.
Yeah, that's all it is. And why can't you have a different opinion?
I don't know.
Because the media is telling you can't have another opinion.
That's the issue.
Call me the conspiracy crazy dude. That,
here we go again.
But no, it really is just the media is saying no, you can't have that opinion.
Right. Yeah. And it's not just big mainstream media this time either, because I feel like, and we discussed this, we already mentioned, but social media presence and different internet outlets from just people that are big on Facebook with videos like Now This and AJ Plus and stuff. That stuff has gotten to more people's eyes, I think,
than
anything. Yeah, and it's spread like wildfire, and essentially those views are what were pushed on people, especially our generation, especially millennials.
Yeah, because you just open up Facebook, you see this video, you're like, oh,
right,
man, Trump's horrible.
And that's all it literally was just clips and quotes of Trump saying things that were, they could have been misconstrued. Yeah. They could have been, not put in proper context, or they were just spun in a way that were, negative to Trump and made you feel like if you supported Trump in any way or voted for him that you were the worst person possible.
The whole election was don't vote Trump. It wasn't vote for the best candidate. It was don't vote Trump.
That's the best way to put
it. Or look at the issues and you decide what you feel best is a good decision.
But then the issue on top of that is watch the debates and how many issues did they really go through? I think one debate versus Romney and Obama had more about policy issues than all 3 debates with Hillary, and it was just 2 people bashing each other.
Yeah.
There's one part where they were going, "You're a puppet." No, you're a puppet. No, you're a puppet. And you think I'm exaggerating, but just rewatch those debates. that happened, and I remember
Made
I
me
was,
ask myself, am
yeah.
I a puppet?
Yeah, but I was sitting there with
Am I on
Devin,
the
and I was
Muppets
like,
right now?
no, I was sitting
Jim
there.
Henson?
I was sitting there with Devin, and I was like, "This is the biggest joke I have ever
It
seen."
felt like a reality TV show, honestly.
Yeah. The whole
exactly
the whole
the whole
campaign
campaign.
was.
Yes.
Like Bernie was the only one that was talking about issues, and Bernie came out and he was on I can't remember what it was, but he was on some news outlet talking live, and they're like, "Well, what if you were chosen? Do you think you would have won?" He's like, "That doesn't matter anymore. Let's get back to the topic. Let's get back to what we were discussing before this." And we need somebody like that, but Hillary was not that.
Do you think he'll run in 2020?
I don't know. I think if he does, he'll win, but
Kanye, man.
Yeah,
2020.
if Kanye does, Bernie definitely does.
he's old.
Bernie's like, no,
That's-
I can't
that's the
do
thing.
this.
I agree with that.
They're all old.
Very.
But the same thing is he's not that much older than Trump, and he's not that much older than Hillary either. But
Hey, man, he only needs 4 years.
That's very true. Unless Trump gets 4 more years.
I think he's going to be the face
see about that.
of the change of the Democrats. You're going to see a very different Democratic Party in 2 years. Call it when the re-election happens for or midterm elections happen for.
My question is, do you think Hillary's giving up?
Yeah.
That's it. She's
Yeah.
done.
She's done?
Yeah, definitely.
She's done. She lost to Obama. She just lost to fucking Donald
We've
Trump.
seen the last of her. So
Alright.
long, Hillary.
Well,
All right.
even if she tries, she won't win the nominee again. The Democrat, the
The
Democratic.
Democrats won't elect her.
No,
again.
they'll go and break
We
the.
just laugh.
No, they'll go and break the rules again to make sure she doesn't.
She doesn't.
She doesn't win this time.
Right.
I mean, it'd be political suicide if the Democratic nominee, was Hillary Clinton again. She can't win. She could not beat Donald Trump.
Mhm.
She is not worth being our president.
Ooh, it's getting romantic
But this
in
is
here.
and that's the thing. That's the thing. They chose the worst candidate to put next to Trump.
Very true.
Put somebody with a good record. That's the opposite of what Trump has. He has no record. You know.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, shit, dude. I think Trump won white women by 20% or 20 points.
Come on, white
Dude,
women
no,
at the-
no, shit on that, dude. Shit on that, but
Come on, white bitches, where you at?
no, but you know, Birdie would have won.
The white bitches, yeah.
He would have won white. He would have won Hispanic. He would have won African American. He would have won. Dude, it would have been ugly. I honestly think it would have been a ugly defeat on Trump if Bernie would have won. Because
Hey, man,
every
could've
single
been.
stat, even before Hillary was the nominee, was he was destroying Trump in polls.
Yeah, I saw that.
People who were like, would you vote Trump or Bernie? He was destroying Trump while it was really close with Clinton and Trump. You know, they really asked for it, man. They're like, nope, we want the one that's going to be harder to defeat. Like, it just didn't make sense, but it's because she is the definition of she is literally the definition of why people didn't vote for her. Does that make sense? Like, she is the prime definition of what is wrong with the Democratic Party right now. Is, you know, and hate Trump as much as he is. I don't know much about it. I know he is using lobbyists right now, but I mean, he's really against lobbyists. And you know, once the transition goes through and he's finally in the presidency, I really want to see how much control the lobbyists are going to have on his decisions and stuff like that.
There's gonna be a weird 4 years.
But I do think I think there's two things that could that could be really good for us with Trump. He could destroy the Republican Party, or no, three good things, but either or on one of them. He can either destroy the Republican Party as we know, and say this is not what the Republican Party is, and change it for the good, and say we're not going to use lobbyists anymore. We're not going to do all this type of stuff. And he is kind of moderate on these things. Yeah. And the funny thing is I really think, and I loved Romney. I think Romney and McCain are actually far worse on things like Roe v. Wade, things like the wall, things like God, what was it? Abortion. But Trump is different than them because he wants to get shit done.
Yeah.
He's not a politician. He wants to get stuff done. He's a businessman, and business isn't about sitting there and waiting years and years for it to happen. It's no, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
So whether that changes, and that could be the good for not just the Republican Party, but for the Democratic Party, because now the Democratic Party has to be more. They have to expedite these processes even further if they do win the presidency 4 years from now.
Yeah.
Because if Trump's like, you know what, I didn't do well, but I was getting stuff done. Whether that stuff was good or bad, I was getting stuff done faster than all you guys. Now the Democrats have to compete with that. He's going to bring in competition between the parties. But going to my second point, he could destroy the Republican Party in a bad way. He could totally go, there's no more Republican Party because we completely fucked up America. And I don't think he's going to do that in an economical way or any wars. I think he's more peaceful than Hillary by a long
Putin
mile.
came out and said he wants to establish Russian-American
Dude, we
traits
had
again, which is awesome.
we had 300,000 NATO soldiers at the border of Russia 2 days or a day before the election. Yeah. And this is when everybody thought Clinton was going to win.
Ready,
You're
man.
telling me that Clinton wasn't going to start a war with.
Yeah.
You're telling me that. And then 2 days later, the day after the election, Putin came out and said he wants to try to fix ties with America, which we've never heard in the past year.
Yeah, it's great news.
Dude, he's a bad guy, but I don't want to start a war. He's not worth starting a war.
No,
he isn't.
No, he's not.
I mean, almost nobody's worth starting a war. Saddam Hussein wasn't worth starting a war.
That's funny, man.
Putin isn't worth starting a war, you know? And, you know, I agree with Trump on North Korea. Like, say as much as you will, but I think North Korea is the scariest thing that we need to deal with right now because we don't know anything about them.
Nope.
That's the thing. We don't know if they're lying, if they're really...
Are they playing stupid? Could they be playing stupid?
I honestly think Kim Jong-un is not as intelligent as people say, but at the same time, I don't think he's as stupid as people
But we
say.
shouldn't assume
Yeah,
that he...
you should still treat him as a great threat.
Yes.
But you don't underestimate that man.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, he could just launch nukes like that.
Yep.
But who's to say he has as many as he says he does?
That's what I'm saying. It could be either or.
Yeah.
But it's like when
It's
I was
a
in the
scary
gun
thought,
robbery,
yeah.
when I was getting robbed, I wasn't going to go, I don't know if that's a real gun.
Very true.
You know?
Bullets or BBs.
Yeah.
But it's a
Why don't
scary
you
thought.
shoot me and I'll figure out? Like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
going to. That's something you don't assume.
Yeah, very true.
And Obama hasn't done anything.
No.
I really am interested to see what Trump's going to do in my policy. I know I'm taking a really long monologue right here.
Keep going. Keep going. Good stuff.
No, but so those are the two things. I had a third one, but I can't really
It's
remember.
about the
right
wall.
now.
How big it was? How big do you think this wall is?
Bro.
How big does the wall
But
need to
did you
be?
guys hear what he said on 60 Minutes? He even said a fence was fine in certain areas. Like, guys, his rhetoric's completely different. His rhetoric is completely different now that he's a president. I still think his mentality of I want to get shit done is going to be there.
Yeah.
But I really think the negative things that we all saw in that election aren't as bad as we think it is.
The wall's only like 3 inches tall.
Now I will say, there are sources saying that he really wants to push a Muslim registry. That's the stuff we need to worry about. That's not good news.
Is it any better than what the Nazis did with the Jews? It's really
It's not.
It's not.
I don't think it's as bad.
I think people,
but it's still it's regress.
It's
a
sad
step
that
back.
people assume Muslim with Middle Eastern people.
Yeah.
When that's not just it's not just a group of people that are Muslim. You know.
Right.
But I see where he's coming from. But he's looking at such a close-minded way.
Very
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in funneling thousands and thousands of refugees that we know nothing about.
Dude, I mean, every religion has their extremists.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but a registry in a way, but like it's not a right way to pursue things. It could be done
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying that's
more
what I'm saying.
gentle.
I
If you
see-
see what I'm saying.
But like, don't let refugees in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I guess that's my interventionist mentality because I'm.
We can't help everybody out.
Right.
That's what
You
I'm
see
saying.
There's some things as Americans we gotta be patriotic and worry about our people first before we worry about other people.
No, yeah.
And
And that's what Trump's been saying.
Yeah.
Obama, wants to help out every single country, dude, which is a good thing.
But
like
it's not the right
at the
thing.
heart, it is a good thing.
But it's not the right
But is
thing.
it the right thing for America
No, it's
right
not.
now? I don't know. I don't know the answer for that.
I honestly don't think so. 'cause
My opinion says no, it's not. But I still don't. I'm not gonna sit here and say my opinion's the right one.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many other factors. But I just don't believe in, like, my heart wants to say bring the refugees in, but my brain is saying no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Why? Because I live in fucking Atlanta, dude. I live in Atlanta.
I get it. It's sad that what they're going through it's painful, but it's like you said, logically, it's not the right move.
It isn't. And we've seen so many terrorist attacks lately.
We don't know who's a terrorist and who is not.
Yeah.
And it's sad to just marginalize a whole group of people.
That's what I'm saying. Marginalizing isn't the right thing to do.
It's not.
But also letting in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of refugees. I get what
Trump is saying, yes.
That we have no background on isn't the right thing either.
Yeah.
There's something else. There's something else that we need to do.
Concentration camps?
No. No, but it might just be, sorry guys, like,
no,
you just can't do that.
I mean, it's just like with starting wars where we don't need to be, right? Like, or going to countries and interfering with things that we don't need to be interfering with. It's a similar situation. And I was having this discussion with one of my coworkers, and just talking about that, like, exact thing, like, how there's no reason, like, we needed to go to the Middle East and fight wars for other people that aren't our own, and interfere in issues like that. Like, and then at the same time, there's always going to be those issues. Like, we could try to interfere as much as we wanted with the Israeli versus Palestinian conflicts, right? Mm-hmm. But is there ever going to be, like, a resolution there?
No.
Probably not.
Well,
that's like an age-old thing. Like,
prime example of us intervening and what the fuck happened. Yeah. Nothing.
Right.
What was it?
So it's like understanding when to take care of our own country and let other places kind of sort things out themselves.
Yeah.
And as hard as that is, because like we look at things like Aleppo, right? Yeah. We look at literally children being bombed and dying.
It's horrible.
Or being like seriously injured for life, or any of those
But
things.
how many other countries are out there that could support as much as we can that aren't supporting?
It's a burden that other countries look towards America for help.
Yeah.
Well, violence and war is just like a reality. And I'm not saying that like that makes it okay, obviously.
Yeah.
Like it's a terrible thing. But at the same time, it's something that I think all people around the world deal with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like America is kind of the rich family member that every single family member goes to when they have a financial issue.
Sure.
Well,
you know,
superpower?
It's like, yeah, well, it's like my granddad. My granddad has decent money, and he's told me like it's a burden. It's a burden to have this money because now I have a family member that's saying I'm sick and I can't afford this. He's like, my heart tells me I want to.
Right.
Like I want to help everybody in my family. He's like, but I don't have $20,000 to pay your medical bills. Mm-hmm. Like I just don't. Just because I have money doesn't mean I have $20,000 of spending that that's just sitting in my bank. You know. And he's just like, it hurts. It hurts to say no sometimes. But he's like, I have to. He's like, sometimes I have to put my foot down. I'm like, I'm not just a bank for you guys. Right. You know, we're not a safe haven for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And people shouldn't assume that we should help them. You know?
No.
Yeah.
No. And it doesn't make us bad people just because we don't help them either.
Yeah.
Because we're looking after, like, I mean, I might not have been born here, but I do consider myself an American.
Yeah.
And we got to look out for our own, first of all. And that's just the way I see it.
Well, I mean, that's how, like, my political values on, like, taxes going to a lot of things or Obamacare. Like, my dad spends thousands of dollars on Obamacare. And if he made less money, we would have the same plan for a shit ton less. But because he makes, you know, because he's in the middle class, he's getting forced to pay like an absurd amount. And now if unless they, which they are going to repeal Obamacare and a good bit of it, I mean his plans were gonna go up over $5,000 by next year. Damn. How is it fair that a man that is trying to support for his family is working over 70 hours every single week, and the money he earns doesn't come home to him, and it's going to somebody else who's just sitting on their ass?
Well, that's the whole thing about like all these programs that are supposed to help out. People take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're all taking it. They're all being taken advantage of.
I agree. People do need help from time to time, but there's a better way to do it.
And it needs to be efficient.
If you get on welfare or whatever, maybe put like a 6 month limit. You got 6 months to get a job, and then
because there's definitely people abusing that.
Oh yeah, there's one broad who's like, yeah, I got kids and they support they support me. I get settlement every month, and it's enough to live on. I don't have to work a single day of my life.
Exactly.
Well, and there's other people that are like, I read an article. They're like, I feel bad doing it, but I'm better off doing it because I get this amount of money and I'm able to live.
Yeah.
But if I hit this certain amount of income, I don't get that money anymore, and I'm actually making less money.
Yeah.
And I have to pick between those
two. It's a messed up program, and we need to reform everything about that.
Well, a lot of, and this is on the more crazy side.
Yeah.
This is on the little crazier side, but
crazy,
I do
man.
believe it a little bit. But I do believe it to an extent. Not libertarians. Liberals want people to be on welfare.
Very true.
Like you want to say that Hillary Clinton wants to help out all those people, but they don't. Why? Because every election season, when they're going, what the fuck's going on? I don't have any money. I'm on welfare. What do I do? Those liberals who have set those welfare checks and all that mandated bullshit that they got to deal with as politicians, they've set all those things in place so that by the next election they go, we're gonna help you this time. Mm-hmm. We're gonna help you this time. How many times have you heard Obama? How many times have you heard Hillary? How many times did you hear John Kerry? How many times did you hear Al Gore say we're gonna help people on welfare?
Yeah.
And what has happened? Nothing. Who's still on welfare? The same people. What do they say each time when it comes to election season? What do they say they're gonna help and fix? People who are poor. But they don't. And that's why I liked Bernie, because Bernie saw it in the right way.
Yeah.
And I believed in a lot of his plans. He believed in taxes. But he believed in taxes in the right way, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He believed in Obamacare, but he also believed in we need to set a lot of regulations in the pharmaceutical industry to make sure those Obamacare rates plummet.
That was another thing that people immediately wrote off Bernie for, was taxes.
Yeah.
They were just like, I don't want to be taxed. And it's like,
bro, you're really not going to get taxed
like,
that much
yeah,
more.
it's
No,
the thing
you're not.
but the thing is with his plans, if you looked at them, hey, I'm paying a little bit more taxes, but everything I'm getting now, every single piece, like form of medication that I'm getting, that I was paying, like, this absorbent amount for, is now a third of the price, a fifth of the price, a tenth, and a whole lot less over here. That's what Bernie was about.
Right.
But every single person was like, my taxes are gonna go up.
yeah, I'm gonna have to pay more money to the government.
Which I believe in, man. Like, fuck that shit.
But how else is the government supposed to get shit done if they're not getting more money from taxes? You know what I'm saying? So it's
work more efficiently.
yeah, but
it's the work smarter, not harder mentality.
Yeah.
Working
it
hard
depends on where the
doesn't-
money's going to.
Being a hard worker doesn't mean you're a good worker. Being an efficient worker means
very
you're
true,
a good
very
worker.
true.
That's a definition of. That is, I think, the definition, like the definitive difference between who Hillary is as a politician and who Bernie is as a politician. Yeah. Clinton wants to say, I'm working harder for you, but doesn't give you the results.
Very true.
Look at Bernie. Look at his track record. What has he been fighting for? Equal rights for everyone. Lower prices in the pharmaceutical industry. And who out of everybody was fighting for that? Nobody but Bernie. You know why? Because everybody else is controlled by the lobbyists in government. Mm-hmm. And Donald Trump and Bernie are the only ones that didn't take a dollar from big donors, from mega donors. No, Trump funded his whole campaign.
I read otherwise.
I mean, unless the main facts that I've been. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is factual? What is right?
That's very true.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the media does.
Yeah.
and you're telling me that I'm wrong, but like
WikiLeaks is the only facts.
That man Snowden. The god Snowden.
It's the only truth we have.
Well, you're thinking, oh yeah, Snowden, of course, WikiLeaks, but I mean, you got Assange Assange, however you say his name.
But we all know the true god is Snowden.
The true god.
He's a good man, man. I hope Trump pardons him.
You think so?
If anybody who was running for president was going to pardon him, it'd be Trump.
Okay, very true. Very true.
Think about it, because Trump's the only one that says basically fuck government.
Yeah.
Right.
Sanders was too, but Sanders would definitely not pardon him.
It's treason. It is what it is.
Fuck that bullshit.
It
The
is
government
what it is.
breaks its own rules every goddamn
That's very
day
true. It is.
and fucks us over. So one dude gives a couple pieces of things that prove that they fucked us over, and they're going, he's the bad guy.
Ignore everything else.
But that's
he broke the law.
But that's the prime. That is the prime like that's exactly what Hillary Clinton did, saying, "Oh, you leaked that we broke rules, Russia. That's bad. You're the bad guy. What's the difference? There's no difference.
Listen,
there is no
You
difference.
should have seen Nathan's face when he said that.
I mean, granted, Russia's always the bad guy, right?
Oh, Russia's always the bad guy.
Always. The Red
I'm not
Menace.
saying the Russians are good, but hey, it's the hand that we're dealt.
Y'all see
we
Air
gotta
Force
deal
One?
with- Do what?
Russians were the bad guys.
Yeah,
No. They make good vodka though.
true. But you can make vodka out of anything, so
Tito's makes
even
good vodka.
even broken dreams.
how do you make this?
It tastes so good.
It's child tears. Yeah, that's my thing. That's my spiel.
That was a good.
Be open. Yeah,
That's a good.
one
opening.
call to action to finish this out.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, preach.
Be open. Be open-minded.
That's all it takes.
Like
Love people.
Be
Love
aware
people.
of other people's opinions and don't just
Be
make your
o-
opinion.
be
sense
okay
of.
with someone who completely has the opposite opinion politically. There's nothing. My bad. There's nothing wrong with that. And hey, maybe a few of the things that they believe in are better than the things that you believe in.
Mhm.
I'll definitely say, like, I'm not the same
man.
yeah, politically that I was a year
Boy.
ago or 2 years
Boy.
ago or 3 years ago. You know, like I'm growing as an individual. I'm learning
Yeah.
things every single day, and I feel like you know, like, hey, I go to school for 4 years to become a film major.
Yeah.
But I know everything about politics, and you're wrong because you
No.
don't believe in me. That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense, man.
No,
Like,
right.
we got people who've been in politics for 40 years and they still don't know shit.
Yep.
You know, like it's not something that's cut and dried.
Yeah, just don't act like you know better than someone else.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you don't.
Right.
You don't. And keep it open, because I mean, like, when I was a kid, I was very conservative because that's how my family is. Especially, you know, the older part of my family.
Mhm.
They're very, very conservative. And but my parents raised me to go, you can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe.
Also, don't stick with what you've been raised. Have an open mind. Just expand your horizons.
Yeah, don't read just liberal, you know, liberal media.
Well, I feel
You
like
know?
it's the same with faith and religion, right?
Very
Yeah.
true.
Form your own
Yeah.
beliefs.
Yeah.
That's a whole
Discover
nother thing.
things for yourself.
I saw this documentary earlier since I was sick last week, over the weekend. It's about the kids who grew up in very evangelical homes.
Yeah.
And how, like, religion pretty much rammed and crammed down their throats. And how, like, it's either my way or you're going to hell. And these are like 7-year-old kids. I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, like, these kids are going to be like one of the most fucked up adults when they grow up. Because this is all they know. And somebody else from a different type of culture, religion, whatever you want to call it,
Different time period.
yeah, comes through and they're like, hey, you know, this is what we think, and these are the type of people that commit hate crimes.
Yeah.
You know, and all I'm trying to say is people just have an open mind and think for yourself and not just reiterate what people tell you is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, different people handle that differently, right? So,
Very
like,
true.
I was brought up in a Christian school. I went to a Christian school from 3rd grade to 12th grade.
Yeah, my dad his whole life.
And yeah, in that schooling, like, it was crammed down my throat, like, literally all the time, and basically that exact kind of opinion of if you're not saved, you're going to hell.
Yeah,
And,
fear.
like,
You're driving fear
And
into you.
fear
Right,
is
and-
not the best way.
And
to
different
get
people like handle that differently, right? So some people get out of that and they're completely like want to be as far from that as possible,
Yeah.
right? And some people still hold those beliefs, or some people like are afraid to think otherwise.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the person, I guess, how you handle it.
I
But
think
yeah,
as a child, religion is something you should not decide as a child. It's something you develop and
Right.
and form yourself as you grow up. You know, as an adult.
I agree.
Yeah.
See, like, my parents brought me to church for a couple of years, and then at one point they're like, "This isn't right."
Yeah.
They're like, "If you want to come to church, you can.
Yeah.
If you don't want to come to church, you don't." And you know, I still went to church because I respected my parents enough.
Mhm.
you know. But I still walked out of there and had my different opinion. And my parents are like, you know what? You know, my mom's like, I don't have the same opinion as you, but that's fine because I love you because you're my son, and nothing can take that away from me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like talking about it, religion's the closest thing to political differences too.
Right.
You know, next time you sit there and you wanna tell a Trump supporter and assume that they're a racist, assume that they're a bigoted person, think about the family member that said you're going to hell if you don't believe in God, or hey, you're gay, you're going to hell.
Or think about even if you said that yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause
I'm just saying, think when you're telling somebody and you're assuming that they're a horrible human being because they don't have the same values of you. Think of the person who oppressed you that way too.
Yeah,
that is the definition of like.
I think it goes both ways too, because with me, like I was just saying that there's more of that like bigotry and negativity that's apparent, and people thought I was labeling Trump supporters as bigots.
Yeah,
and it's like, don't go around saying that, like people who are saying that like this negativity is bad, saying that they're condoning like, or that they're saying Trump supporters are those things.
Yeah. Well, with me, I'm having people assume that I'm okay with Trump supporters being racist. I'm like, I'm not saying racism is
I'm
bad.
okay with you being a Trump supporter. Is what I'm saying.
I'm okay with you being a Trump supporter.
Right.
Now, if you were a Trump supporter,
your opinion.
Yes, I respect your opinion politically. Now, if you do come out and tell, you know, a Hispanic kid in elementary school, in middle school, that they need to go back home and they're going to build a wall between them.
Even though they were born here.
Yeah, even though they were born here.
They're probably not even Mexican.
You know? Who? What are those kids hearing at home? You know?
That's my issue with immigration, man. This whole build a wall, it's not about keeping legal immigrants out, it's about sending Mexicans back.
Yeah.
And as much as people want to say it's not about racism, it is about racism.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that building a wall is not a bad idea. But I'm saying Trump is looking at it at a wrong perspective. That's exactly what I was saying earlier.
And people are cheap and they're going to follow what he says.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to be like, hey, you know, you're Mexican, go back to Mexico, even though, hey, I was born here, you know?
Yeah. But a lot of people are like, man, we've been so progressive recently. I'm like, how many black shootings? Like, how many black people have died from cops? Roddy White, a wide receiver. I don't know if is he still a Falcon? I can't remember.
I don't watch football at all.
At least he was
football.
Okay.
Fuck
he
football.
Was
heard it right here in Nerd Out List.
Nah,
endorses fuck football.
No, but he was a wide receiver for the Falcons. He actually tweeted today he was pulled over in Atlanta for speeding. He also did have an expired tag, so he got 2 tickets because of it. But he was okay with it. He's like, I broke the law. That's fine. But he came out and said that the officer unbuckled the harness to his gun and had his hand on the gun before he even got to his door or his window. Why? Because he was black.
Yeah.
That's not right. And this shit's happening on a liberal agenda right now. And you're telling me that these liberals are there to fight for you? They aren't, dude. They aren't. We have a black president and this shit's happening. What has he done?
Rest in peace.
But what has he done?
Nothing really. Obama hasn't changed much.
Yeah. I mean, no. I will say he has gotten us out of the economic slump. He definitely.
Yeah, but
he is definitely the one to applaud for that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, we're not progressing that much. And I bet you and I'm saying this, and I said it when it happened, but it was still a good thing. He only legalized gay marriage to try to get another Democrat in there.
Yeah.
When did that happen? Was it a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was a year and a half ago.
It was really soon.
When did Hillary start campaigning? A year and a half ago.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Guys, like, open your eyes, man.
Yeah, like, be open, like...
Come on, man.
Like, maybe you believe, yes, I know that they are horrible people, but we're getting to a better state with a Democratic Party. Cool. I totally respect that opinion. But you can't say that these guys are fighting for you, because they aren't. They're fighting... Why do we have lobbyists in with Democrats then? Why do we have lobbyists in for Republicans? Because they both don't give a fuck about it.
And I just gotta realize how corrupt politics are.
And at the end of the day, the president's one person, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, the change is up to us as far as social issues go.
Preach on, Greg.
If you don't want it to be...
preach on.
Yeah.
If you don't want people to be racist, show them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? Throwing like... Okay,
You fight hatred with love is what you do.
I was about to say fighting
Marley.
hate with
You show people that are being hateful love.
and a lot of Democrats right now, man. And I'm just saying this because the Republicans won, and I know I'd be saying this the same way. But dude, I mean, like they're being what they were preaching that they hated. You know, like last week, last Monday, every Democrat was like, "Whoever wins, like we respect you," and then they didn't get it their way, and
Now
they're
they're
like,
burning
"Fuck you, fucking
effigies."
pieces of shit!" Like you just voted in a white supremacist. Maybe we did, and we will see. But you can't sit here and do that. You need to inform them. You know, how many times has someone come up to you with like preaching hate, trying to change your mind, and how many times did they change their mind or change your mind? Probably none. You probably never had one experience when someone.
Honestly, I've never experienced racism in my life. I really never have.
haven't.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't assume you would.
Race can happen anyway.
I
And
agree.
that's the thing. It's just like, I mean, I've definitely had people look at me and fucking go like, fucking white guy. I'm like,
Right.
but whatever. You're not trying to hurt me or anything. I'm not saying.
But I've never had like a white man come up to me like, "Hey, you fucking beaner, get out of my country." I've never had that happen before. So
And we live in
we
Georgia.
live in the South, dude.
we
So
live in the South.
I guess it's because like I really don't act or dress like a Mexican.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like I said, I was raised here, dude. This is what I am. But I definitely experienced like the opposite, where I was made feel. I was at a gas station earlier, last month, right? And some drunk Mexican comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, talk to me in Spanish." I'm like, "Nah, dude, I don't speak Spanish. Even though I do, I just don't want to deal with him." And he starts like, "Hey, man, you're a traitor to your race. How dare you not speak Spanish?" So it kind of made me feel bad about not owning up to my heritage. If that makes sense. You see what I'm saying?
But like,
so
be who you want to be. Don't let your race be who you are.
I get that, but in the same way, that my race is part of who I am.
Yeah.
So it kind of made me like question myself, like, am I acting whitewashed or am I really this person of who I am?
But is you trying to hold on to that heritage an issue as well?
Not really.
Because I feel like a lot of people who everybody who holds their heritage to their heart are the ones that have issues.
Very true.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying don't.
Yeah, but I mean, but
Don't respect where you came from. I'm not saying
No, I mean,
that.
of course, I would.
But
never...
I know people that are like, no, I'm white and I'm only gonna hang out with the white people.
Very true.
But you can't say that like white people are the only ones that do that.
Besides Luther, I don't have any other Hispanic friends. Besides Luther and Jonathan.
I have a lot of Hispanic friends, and I have a lot of black friends. I have a lot of white friends. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sitting here hanging out with these people because they are white or they are. I'm just hanging out with them because they're cool people.
Greg's
You know?
is like, hey, I'm white here.
Like, I don't sit here and go, I hang out with Gabe because I need a Hispanic
I need a
friend.
Mexican. Just say it.
But no. Well, I mean, I don't. But I didn't.
That's why I have you on the podcast.
You need diversity.
Just kidding.
And then you have Luther as a black man.
Just kidding.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
We just need a Jew. Greg,
I have one of those.
You wanna take that role?
I have one of those.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Who? Who is
My
this
ex
Jew?
roommate.
Bring him in.
but
Who is this
it's like the I need a gay friend though.
Right.
You know what I
Very
mean?
true.
Like, no, you don't.
There's some people who are like that. Who just want diversity constantly around them because they're not culturally. What's the right word?
Appreciate your culture, not your race.
Yeah, I
I think that's a better way to look at it. Like I'm not saying don't appreciate your race, but I'm saying like so many people hold their their race to their heart. I'm like, no, dude, embrace your culture. That's what you need. That's the positive part.
Yeah.
Because if you sit there and hold on to your race, you're just gonna get into a race war.
Yeah.
You know,
Very true.
like, if you're if you're a black guy and you're only hanging out with black people, what's the difference between that and a white
white
guy
person.
hanging out with a bunch of
Very
white,
true.
or a Mexican only hanging out with Mexicans? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
No, but we're gonna say, oh, this guy's whitewashed.
Well,
you know?
I mean, very true. But the difference between a black man hanging out with a group of black men and a white man hanging out with the Klan is a whole different thing.
Klan is different.
Yeah.
But that's culture.
Yeah.
That's culture.
He said that's a.
No, but that is a culture.
Yeah.
It's a negative
It
culture.
is, yeah, but it is.
But that is culture. That's what I'm saying.
Has
Like,
has the Klan been labeled as a terrorist group? in
I don't know, but
America?
it should be.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should be, yeah. That's what it
That's
is.
a fucking terrorist
I was
group.
just wondering. I was thinking about this the other day.
They want to
Like, there's literally no difference between someone walking into a building and setting off a bomb in the name of whatever, like ISIS, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody walking into a church and shooting up a bunch of black people and
Yeah.
saying it's in the name of the KKK.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're both terrorist
the white
acts.
kid in the what was it?
And they're against
I
the
know
people
you're
of
talking
America.
What's his name? I
Fuck,
can see his. I can
about.
see his face right now.
The one who shot up the church was like.
Yeah, he
photo
shot up
of black
a black church.
Right.
And then they
They're
filmed
both
Burger
attacks
King.
on the people of America.
Yeah.
They're both attacks
That
on
is a
American
terrorist
It's
citizens.
a
attack.
domestic
Yeah.
terrorist attack. Yeah.
No, but we're probably gonna plead insanity for that guy. No, dude, fucking put that guy in death row. What's the difference
It's
between
the
him?
same as that. That's the same as the towers falling down.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
it
It's
really
the same
is.
thing.
But
But since
we-
it was a white man attacking black people, and in America black people don't count
so
as
he's
much as white
insane.
man.
But he's
He's
so
insane,
he's
yeah.
insane. A white guy killing black people's insane. You know, but you know, a quote unquote
Even though we
Muslim attacking white people is
Oh
terrorism.
god, yeah, let that happen.
No, I will agree. There you go. That's our problem. That's what we need to address as
Yeah.
people. You know, and it's those certain things we need to just take it a step at a time.
People need to come out and say it's not about illegal immigrants. It's not about religion. It's about race.
Yeah.
It's always been about race. No matter how you want to sugarcoat it, it is what it is.
But as the more and more you make your race an importance in your life,
Yeah.
you're gonna judge other races.
Yeah. Very true.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like. I'm not saying this sounds like I'm trying to say like I'm better than other people.
Go
but, like,
ahead. Go ahead.
I know, and I'm just saying I've tried to be
Your privilege is
No,
showing.
no, no. I'm saying I'm trying to build my character up. I'm trying to become a better person every
Right.
single day of my life.
Yep.
And I'm trying to like I'm not gonna hang out with this guy because he's this color or something like that or whatever. I'm just gonna hang out with you because I like
Yeah,
you.
judge them
You're-
by your character, not by the skin color that they
Yeah.
are.
I mean,
That's all I'm saying.
and it's sad that we still have to say that in 2016, but I mean, like that's never gonna go anywhere
It's-
because we're always gonna have bigotry in the world.
Racism will never go away. I mean, I think it will dwindle down in the coming years, but it will always be embedded, especially in American culture. It will definitely be embedded here.
There's a lot of racism in other. I
Other
mean, look at
cultures.
Africa, man.
Yep.
Dude, I mean,
They'll
don't get me
go
wrong.
and they'll go and murder a whole town
Dude, there's
because
a lot
you're a
of
different
racism,
culture.
There's a lot of racism between in South America. Even
Oh,
though
yeah.
we're all Hispanic, there's a lot of racism there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand why people just can't see people as other people and not just skin color. To me, that's just it's astounding. You
Yeah, it's
know?
one of the first things that my parents taught me, man. Like, don't judge somebody.
Like I
over
don't see
it.
you and Greg as white men. I see you just as guys.
Like, that's what I'm
my
saying. I don't
friends.
sit here and think about Gabe as Mexican.
Yeah.
I don't sit there and I don't think about like Luther being Hispanic. What
Yeah.
is he? I can't.
He's
Dominican.
he's 100%
Dominican.
Look,
Dominican.
he's
Always
Hispanic by technicality.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't claim him.
yeah.
I'm telling
Um,
Luther, fuck you Islander
Yeah,
piece
but I
of
don't
shit.
hang out with Q. I don't hang out with Q because he's black.
Yeah,
I hang out with Q and Luther and you and Greg because I have a good time when I hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
and the more people realize that, the better this world will be.
Oh yeah. Well, I see it in my I see that at Georgia State. I mean, like, you know, I'm definitely, you know, there's not a lot of white people that go to Georgia State.
Hey, what up?
And,
Shout out to black people.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm sitting here like, I know some people that are like, I'm just not going to Georgia State, and they're
fucked
white,
up.
and I'm like,
That's fucked up.
why would you overlook a school because of
But
that?
again, man, it's the South, dude, and
Yeah.
and this is what literally racism was.
Well, go to Kansas with all your white people, and then you know, be happy with your president that's openly against marriage equality.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but
Really?
the new president is like anti-gay.
Oh, I did not see this.
Like so anti.
This
like,
is why-
very
Oh, wait,
anti-gay.
you're talking about KSU?
Yeah,
yeah,
Kansas.
yeah.
This is what I don't understand about people who don't like gay people. Like, if it doesn't affect you, why the fuck does it matter?
How much sleep have you lost?
None, dude. If two dudes want to get married, dude, I don't give a fuck. More power to you, dude. As long as you don't come at me, you know, with all that, I don't care.
But this is, I don't know. As far as the KSU president thing goes, like, we'll see if he actually, like, tries to make any policies or anything as far as...
Oh, I don't think he will.
can.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
yeah, he won't. So, I mean,
I don't think he will.
it's
But-
kind of, I don't know. That's
Somebody
kind of a
like-
similar situation as Trump then, I guess.
But I
'cause
don't
you're-
think it is because Trump hasn't been openly like he hasn't said like I'm anti-gay.
But I
like
thought it was
Mike
changing
Pence
the
says.
But like the
LGBT
media says he
community.
is.
Do what?
I thought it was changing all those LGBT like laws.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
if you
what-
read,
but
if you
what I'm
if
saying
you-
is like media says he is, right?
Yeah.
but the media says he is
Right. So the media is saying the same thing as this KSU president.
But he's had, from what I read, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if it's real or
He's
not.
tried to pass like
He's tried to
legislation and
pass
stuff.
like things
Okay.
against
It's so fucking stupid.
against the LGBT community.
Gotcha.
Now I'm not saying hey you can't be gay, you can't be gay and we're not gonna accept you, but like stuff like
Hey,
you
you're
know
a
one of
guy-
the big things is the bathroom
yeah. Oh.
the situation right now. Who the fuck cares?
Dude, we're grown adults.
Yeah, be a
We're
fucking
grown men.
adult,
like,
dude.
Dude, that's what I don't understand about this. Like, the time we live in now.
Yeah.
We're so progressive, but at the same time, we're so backwards.
Well, I mean, okay, if you're gonna sit there and go, I didn't vote for Trump because of Mike Pence. That's a good argument, I think.
Mhm.
Why? Because Mike Pence has come out and said he believes in conversion therapy.
Right.
He believes in shocking you
Things that we
until you're straight.
Taking
Things
the
that
gay
were-
out of you.
It's already proven that doesn't work, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's still for it. Okay.
But he doesn't believe in climate change.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, he's a Republican, bro. Like,
But yet the
like-
fact and data are there, but nah,
I don't
it's
know-
not real.
I know there is one out there, but I don't know one Republican who is believes in climate.
It's not weird that it's
change.
like 80 degrees in the middle of.
I guess I gotta watch that.
October.
It's not weird in the past,
There's
what?
no rain. It's been a
Um,
drought for like 6 months.
Yeah.
It's not weird that I think in the past 100 years, the hottest, I think they said 15 years, the hottest 15 years in the past 100 years has happened in the past 16 years. That's coincidence.
It's not weird that our ice caps are melting and polar
Yeah.
bears have nowhere to live
Yeah,
anymore.
fuck polar bears.
And polar
man.
bears are dying. Have you seen any of the images of like them starving to death?
Dude, we don't
Yeah.
need polar bears. We got grizzly bears. Fuck 'em.
Dude, fuck.
But,
polar
like, that's
we
gonna
don't need more
change
white bears with their white entitlements.
Living free up there in the
Right?
in
And the
Arctic.
white ice caps. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Is there anything more racist than a white polar bear living in Antarctica? I'm surprised the Klan hasn't made that like their symbol.
Oh, a polar bear?
Yeah.
Because Coca-Cola has it. Well, I think that was a good podcast.
Dude, I don't think Coca-Cola has a trademark on polar bears.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
It's kind of
You'd be surprised,
Dude,
their
make
holiday
that
branding.
our
Some company has like the trademarks for Sky. That's why.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why OneDrive or SkyDrive had to turn into OneDrive for Microsoft.
Sky News.
And No Man's Sky almost
But that's
lost
a-
the rights to use
But that's
the
a
name.
word though. Like they're having like they can't have a trademark on a fucking animal.
Pro.
Like
I'd be
America
su-
doesn't have a trademark on a
Probably.
fucking bald eagle.
I'd agree with you, but I've seen some shocking shit in trademark.
Trump is going to
shit.
trademark the bald eagle.
God, that'd be fucking funny though. Oh my god.
Well, hey, look!
But,
it looks like we're gonna finish under an hour.
We
It's
did
a,
it.
It's a great podcast, guys. Thanks for having us, Luther. Hey, you're welcome, guys. It was a great
Oh,
podcast.
real quick. I want to do a real quick shout out
Oh yeah.
for that new Tribe Called Quest
Shout out-
album.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
It's real good.
Yeah, shout out to
And that was my best like Luther
shout out
impression.
to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Kendrick kids.
Yeah, he told us to shout it out. Really good album. I haven't finished it yet. I'm about halfway done. It sounds like
Cool.
the 90s. It just sounds like
Cool.
the 90s.
Shout out to the '90s. Shout out.
It's real hip hop.
Shout out to my Nissan. shout out to my Jordans and everything. Shout out one time to Luffy from One Piece. Alright, y'all, and this has been episode 13 of Nerd Outlet Podcast, joined by Nathan.
What up?
And my boy Gregory.
Yep.
We're out, bitches. Fuck with me. Hashtag Obama. 8 more years.